I feel very fortunate to be able to do what I do and work with the people that I work with and try to hire the best people and work together with them, let them do their jobs, and you just know you're going to get something. And we have it on Mission Movies. Truly amazing crews, and so many times, like right at the 12th hour where I need something and we haven't figured out, you've got someone that just is right there. Everyone pitches in, and it's a very satisfying, very challenging, but very satisfying experience.
The great thing about being in the art department is we get to dream up worlds. Whether we are in a contemporary film like this, we still are creating things that don't really exist.
Part of my process is to make sure that as we set on the imagery, I keep that in my head, and I also keep it on a big bulletin board. As one full wall of my office is nothing but images that are near completion, so that I can detect a shape language and a color language that we're using. Because oddly enough, this all sort of emerges out of everybody's subconscious, and it comes to a point where you see what we're really saying.
What's great about Jim is how in tune with story he is. He's very, very much involved in the development of the screenplay, and at all times is asking deeper questions about the characters, which inform how he designs sets and how those sets are decorated.
I'm always impressed by production design, and when you walk into a set that just seems so complete and so 3D and real. There's some fantastic stuff. We're working today with a set of stairs which descends into a sort of safe house, and it's all there on the set, and it's been a really easy transition.
I just actually walked onto this set right now. It is spectacular in every single detail. I don't know how he manages to get the rawness and the roughness into every scene.
I have the privilege and the honor of working with a lot of really talented people.
We have a very talented team of concept artists, draftsmen, and art directors. They all have their contribution to make to the process. Together, we can come up with things that maybe on your own you wouldn't think of. A conversation can go from a starting point to a very satisfying conclusion.
The art department was really on their toes on this film. The script was constantly being revised, and within 24 hours in some cases, you have to build that entire set from scratch.
We create the physical world, but that means nothing until it's photographed.
I've been a huge admirer of Robert's work for years.
He's such an artist, is Bob, and I've worked with him several times, and I'm always amazed actually when I watch movies. The amount of movies I've watched recently and his name has come up.
Elsewhere is, one of the greats. It really kind of psychs you up. It makes you feel good when you know you're out there with someone like that. It's really thrilling.
Robert can make anything look good, and I am truly grateful for that.
He lights the scene with empathy. It's sometimes you can feel a bit like an object as an actor with a DP who's just lighting you as a thing on set, next to a table. Bob kind of has an understanding of story and of the whole process, which is important because it makes the whole interaction much more fun.
We're not going to use those shot at your end, so stop it, okay?
He has an incredibly incisive eye in terms of how to cover a scene in the simplest way imaginable. He would watch Tom and I work together, he would watch the two of us discuss story or craft a scene, and then he would step in at a key moment and ask a specific question that would upend everything that we had been working on.
He comes from that school of Conrad Hall, Owen Roizman, that kind of classic storytelling, but has enormous range also. Here's a guy who can shoot something like the Opera House and yet bring wonderful drama to intimate moments, like the Safe House, and to have that kind of range. I think he's a great collaborator and someone I look forward to working with many, many movies.
By the end of the film, he had sort of broken me out of a more conservative style of filmmaking.
And I like Bob when he smokes his pipe. I think every DP should smoke a pipe. It just looks right.
Joanna Johnston is an extraordinary costume designer. This is my second film with her. And Joanna's attention to detail is without parallel. Her sense of texture, her sense of place, her sense of proportion, and how she approaches the development of character through costume is extraordinary. A very good example of Joanna's work on the film is the yellow dress.
I love that dress because not only the color, it's just so elegant and sexy.
It may seem like the simplest of things to have dressed Rebecca, but we had to look both at the action of the sequence and also at the aesthetics of the sequence and have the dress come together and serve both. Joanna was there from the very beginning, just watching how Rebecca moved and how she functioned with the rifle. And of course, the dress had to be ready for all of the stunt work that she was doing. So there were a dozen of these dresses. There was a dress for the rooftop, there was a dress for the harness she was wearing when she descended down the side of the building, and each dress had its own special function. Joanna had to design all of those from scratch, and they made all of those dresses by hand.
The way that she dresses each character, she comes from a point of view of character and knows how to dress actors in a way that is glamorous but not overstated.
There are certain shirts that Tom wears over the course of the movie, specifically the Morocco Safe House, that I just think are wonderfully tailored and wonderfully produced.
It's always nice to work with people on the crew who have a complete understanding of the story and your character as well, because often you'll walk into a costume fitting with your own ideas. I prefer to just walk in and say, whatever, dude, because that's your job.
I'd like to think it doesn't make a difference. I'd like to think that whatever clothes you put on me, I'm gonna get the job done. But it really does make a difference, I think, in the clothes you wear. You just feel a little different.
The crew was amazing. Jim Bissell, Joanna Johnson, Robert Elswit, just all the department heads. Everybody was really challenged throughout on this movie, and they all rose to the occasion.
We needed the shot, we needed the sets, we needed the wardrobe, we needed the lights. This crew is extraordinary, and I just want you to know thank you so much. I can't wait to finish the film and have you all see it, and I truly appreciate it, and I'll miss you all. Thank you.